As a creative human who loves slow living but happens to be planted in the middle of a chaotic city, I find myself constantly seeking pockets of stillness. Tiny moments in the month where I can pause the noise and focus only on what brings me peace. Sketches with no deadlines, art dates with no expectations. Just time carved out of joy, not output. I don't work full-time as an artist right now, and life often feels like a wheel that spins a little too fast. Finding balance isn't always easy, and honestly, most days it feels like I'm chasing the clock, not living beside it. There is a part of me, a big part, that craves studio days. It's my favorite time of the week, when I sit down, breathe deeply, and create for no other reason than to feel connected to something. Mostly to feel connected to myself. But lately, more often than not, I find myself rushing. And I can't help but wonder, is it the frenetic energy of the city that's reshaping me into someone more impatient? Or is it just the way time feels when we do not get to choose how we use it? I miss the slower days, the kind of projects that unfold over weeks or even months, the kind that ask for devotion. It's been over a year since I had the joy and the privilege of diving into something personal and deeply significant like that. Lately, I mostly sketch quick things, often in the margins of busy days. And while there is love in that too, I miss the surreal pieces. The slow ones, the ones that feel like little worlds of their own. So, to go back to my roots a bit, I made a quiet promise to myself. At least one day a month, I will give to art and museums. No pressure, no rush, no purpose beyond presence. Because when I wander through those galleries, it always feels like stepping into a gentler rhythm, a space where time softens and you are invited to simply be, to look, to feel, to exist without urgency. It reminds me we are not here to just chase goals, but to experience life, to witness beauty, to be moved. And somehow it's in the presence of old paintings that I feel most rooted into the now. Isn't that strange, that something created long ago can make me feel more alive in this exact moment? Art has that power, so does nature. They awaken something in us that is quiet but profound. The part of our humanity that remembers how to slow down, how to listen, how to feel deeply without explanation. And I think that's worth returning to, even if only once a month. Honestly, I don't know if I will be able to keep this art date as a habit, but when possible, I will try to cherish it. It's a privilege, a beautiful way to stop and appreciate what's around me. And every time I do it, that quiet feeling carries me for days. It softens the edges of my routine, and when I'm back to my studio, I feel more ready to begin again. There are a few personal projects I'd love to work on, things I've been holding close for a long time. But I also know that right now my glass is full, and I don't want to overflow. So I wait, I sketch, and I try to rest. And in the meantime, I make these videos. Even though this is still a very small channel, I've found so much joy in showing up here. It feels like keeping a visual journal, one I get to share with you, with other creatives who also care about art and slowness and meaning. It's a nice way to share ideas, I think, to talk about daily life, to open a little window into this in-between season I'm in. Some days I feel really motivated and other days not so much. I really want to be honest about this. And I think it's okay, because balancing a non-creative job, freelance illustration work, and personal creativity isn't easy. And when we look at social media, people make it look so easy, and I do not want to lie, it's not. Especially when you have to switch suit a lot, the artist, the quick and polite professional, the creative. And often what happens is that the personal art, the slow, soulful kind, gets pushed to the side. But I've learned that it doesn't take much to feel reconnected. Sometimes just sitting with my sketchbook for 20 minutes can shift my whole day. Not because I've made something beautiful, but because I showed up and I gave myself space. There is this quiet lesson I keep relearning, is that I do not need to finish something to have a meaningful day. And we do not need to create something amazing to be artists. We can just be, exist, we can play, we can doodle, we can try. And maybe I'm talking about this a lot, but I do not think we talk about that enough. About how scared the small messy beginnings can be, the unfinished pages, the awkward colors, the ideas that go nowhere. That's all part of it, And when I walk through museums, I think about that a lot. I wonder how many pieces we do not see, how many sketches and abandoned canvases those artists, amazing artists, left behind. And I wonder if they ever doubted themselves too. Some artists we know that they did, and I think many of them probably did, but they still showed up and created, and I find that comforting. In this season, I'm learning to trust slow growth. It's not easy for me because I'm very impatient. I'm learning that not everything needs to bloom all at once, and sometimes rest is the most creative thing we can do. So if you've made it this far, if you have listened to me ramble and stayed with me through this slow video, thank you, truly. If it's your first time here, I hope you felt something gentle. And if you have returned, thank you for your presence and your kindness. This little space might be small, but it's real and it means a lot to me. I will keep showing up when I can with my tea and my sketchbook, sharing the quiet moments between the noise. And I hope they bring you a bit of peace too. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.